What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So we have another horror trailer review to take a look at. The Sound trailer. Supernatural survival horror releases this month. This is being added to the list, and you've probably noticed the last several trailer reviews we've been doing, I haven't heard of any of these films. And as I mentioned, I'm thinking because either these are very mid-level budget-wise, independent-wise, or they've been sitting on the shelf for a year or longer after being premiered at a festival, and they're just now making their way to light after being purchased by somebody, or finding the film, finding the financial ability to get released digitally, video on demand, or to a streaming platform. So this falls into one of those. Haven't heard about the film called The Sound, so interested to see what this one's going to be about. So as we always do, we're going to jump into the article, then we're going to jump over to the trailer and then give our reactions to what we see. So hopefully this article will also give us, it says this month, I'm not sure exactly when this month it's going to be. We did just do a trailer review of a film called Bark, which is a psychological thriller, apparently single location filmed film, and that one's coming out in a week. And again, that one, I think the article mentioned it premiered at a festival back in 2023 and kind of just sat dormant this whole time, and now we're getting it. So let's jump into these details and see if this one is going to have a similar situation to it as well. If you're looking for another anxiety-inducing climb in the vein of Fall, The Sound puts a supernatural horror spin on the survival thriller model. Okay, no, I'm not... I never look forward to anything that's anxiety-inducing, especially if it's climbing and involving heights. No, thank you. I think I'll just keep my feet on the ground. Watch the trailer below ahead of the film's opening in theaters and on digital on June 27th via Blue Harbor Entertainment. Okay, so it's gonna. We've seen that model happen before, and we're seeing it time and time again where films are just doing releases in both. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I think it kind of hurts the box office numbers when people know they can just stay home, spend less money, and watch it without really any interruptions from other people in the theater. But June 27th, so that gives this film roughly 3 weeks before this one drops. So interested to see what the trailer is going to be like. A world-class group of climbers is granted access to the Forbidden Wall, a mysterious rock wall previously closed for decades. Among the climbers is Sean, whose grandfather made an ill-fated attempt 63 years earlier. During the group's ascent, they come face to face with a malevolent force that quickly turns their expedition into a harrowing battle for survival hundreds of feet above the ground. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just keep your feet on the ground. You don't have to worry about this. And if you want to climb something, I'm sure there's a walking trail or a hiking trail that takes you up with some guardrails, something you can grab onto it as you climb up. You don't necessarily need to climb up the the full vertical flat surface. All right, we have all the casting here, producers, script writers, so on and so forth. We're not reading all these individuals, but we will read this last part. Adding realism to the action, the cast also includes real life rock climbers, and then we have their names here. Wondering how that's going to add into this. More the director writer who's composed the score. All right, we have the trailer. Okay, we do have a poster. All right, so if you hear it, it's too late. Okay, so I imagine whatever this is that's supposed to be in the sky is whatever the supernatural aspect is to this film. We have at least 3 climbers here at the top of this particular mountain. The Sound. And then if you notice in the title, it looks like we might have like some like I don't want to say digital, but like when you hear a sound like the meter moving up and down, maybe that's what that's trying to mimic inside the word. And then we have all the normal noise and nonsense here at the bottom, which again, get rid of it, don't need it. Just keep the sound, and even with this up here, get rid of this, don't need it. Just have the poster and the sound. That's all you need. All right, so that's it. That was it's a pretty short article, pretty quick synopsis. So let's get back to the top now. This here, I'm not sure if this is an image from the trailer. If it is, this looks real. This literally looks like a miniature toy or something. Fake rocks, everything about this. Someone took a snapshot with a camera maybe they're like almost like using their phone, like their Nokia from 2003, and upload it, because this looks very, very fake. No realism to this whatsoever. So just wanted to point that out as I was scrolling back up. So, all right, let's pull up the trailer and let's see what this one's going to be about.
Did you guys hear the news? The Forbidden Wall just opened up.
Hasn't it been like 50 years since anyone's been back in there?
Why do you have to do this?
It's the best climbers in the world, and I'm one of them. It's pulling at me, and you don't know how that feels.
You're right. But I know what it feels like to lose someone.
Still going, Dad?
Yeah, I know.
Quiet down, people, quiet down. Be climbing in 3 teams of 2. So we'll spread out the 3 teams, converge on the crux. 3 days, 2 nights tops, and move fast. Hey, everyone good?
Something seems off about this whole thing.
Colton, this is base camp. Do you copy? Anyone, do you copy?
It's not always what you can see, it's what you can hear.
I heard these voices.
Don't cry. Making it to the top is not worth your life.
How many climbs have you been on where someone died?
Wait a minute, you're telling me that you don't know what's going on up here?
No, I don't, but I'm gonna find out. Just like you. Jump!
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun.
So it was interesting. The only supernatural aspects we saw on that was towards the end, where we saw one of the rocks light up a bit, but then it seemed like we saw somebody, one of them, almost like they had some sort of superpower or some ability, because they extended their hand out, which then pushed another individual further back. Not sure if it pushed them off the mountain or off one of the edges, but that was the only supernatural aspects we saw there. Outside of that, this looks, I don't know, this looks very, very basic. It looks, again, like another very mid film. Some of the CGI work, some of the shots of the rocks, everything just looked so fake. It looked very much like styrofoam. They didn't have any realism to them whatsoever, which in a film, because then you went from shots like that to other shots where like from the ground looking up, or from maybe like a drone looking at the side of this mountain, that looked very much real. Like that was a very much real mountain. And I think that's where in the article it mentions where they had real life rock climbers, and I'm wondering if those were those shots where you had these individuals climbing the side of this mountain or whatever, and then they took a drone, they filmed it, or they filmed from the ground to get those real life shots of somebody actually climbing. And then when we get more into the close-ups, obviously that is where it's not real, but the rocks just look so fake. And again, they look like styrofoam, like in the picture we saw in the article, which for me takes away from it, because then once I see something like that, it's all I can focus on. One of the other aspects I noticed here, which I think is what was happening, was at nighttime when it was dark, they were getting all their mounts onto the side and putting up their tent. And yeah, there's no way I could ever feel comfortable enough sleeping harnessed to the side of a mountain and think, oh, I am fully 110% secure here. I'm going to go ahead and sleep for a few hours while I just dangle on this little side of a mountain. I just couldn't do it. Either I'm going to start climbing this thing and we're going all the way to the top, or we're just going to climb back down. Or there's other option is there needs to be a ledge somewhere big enough for me to put up my tent and sleep on. But for those who do stuff like that, yeah, they're on a whole nother level than I am. Again, this looks pretty mid to me. I definitely won't be seeing this in theater. This isn't one of those ones that's captured me to want to go see in theaters. Now, how this turns out, and let's go back to the article. how this turns out to be supernatural survival horror. Again, the only supernatural aspect that I recall seeing was, again, at the end, we see this rock start to glow and someone who appears to have some sort of superpower, and maybe they somehow become possessed by what's ever going on this in this rock or on this cliff that has this supernatural powers that's causing this. Now, survival horror, they're all dangling on the side of a mountain. Maybe that's the survival aspect, right? Either don't die on your way up, but now figure out how you're going to get down without dying, especially if someone now becomes overtaken by this entity. So anyways, that's going to do it for the trailer for The Sound. Again, it's coming to theaters and digital on June 27th, roughly 3 weeks. So drop a comment in the comment section. Let us know what you think. Again, for me, not a theater view for me. For digital, this isn't going to be one. I don't think this is going to be one of those ones that I will buy immediately. I'll probably wait for a sale price or a cheap rental, and that's assuming it makes it to that point before it hits a streaming platform. I mean, I think I have pretty much all the streaming platforms, so if it shows up on one of them, I'll just watch there because I'm already paying for the content anyway. So again, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think, and if you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, we'll see you at the next one. Later.